What up? What is happening? This is Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. And it has been a while since I did a podcast where I haven't had an interview on, because before, when I was doing the podcast, I was using the microphone on my laptop in my room, and it made my voice sound like this. It was absolute crap. I can't even believe I was uploading the podcast, but I was so desperate, and I just wanted to upload something that I was using my laptop. But I am honored that I am allowed to use one of the rooms here at the Cox Media headquarters in St. Petersburg for the Tampa Bay radio market. So shout out to them for letting me use the room. And I have so much that I want to get into today and I want to rant about. But first, I have an announcement that might already be out of the water. It might already have been announced if you saw my Twitter account at Ryan Hoppe Radio, or if you watched my Periscope at Ryan Hoppe Radio as well. But I am honored to be working here in Tampa. I mean, when I first heard about Cowhead, it was back in like 2009. I was trying to find Mancow, who is a radio DJ from Chicago who I grew up listening to. And when I did, like 7 years ago now, I typed in cow radio. I typed in cow really fast, and it showed me Cowhead. So I looked him up, and I began listening to Mike Kelta, who was Cowhead back then, when 102.5 The Bone was classic rock, and I used to listen to him online. And if you would have told me that I would have been sitting in on his show occasionally 7 years later, I would have thought you're crazy. If you would have told me at the age of 21, going on 22, that I'd be working at a dream radio job in a major market of Tampa Bay where it is sunny and warm all the time, I would have said you're crazy. But I'm so honored that I'm working in Florida and I'm working for a great radio station like 102.5 The Bone. Working promotions has been an honor, but I love this radio city. It has a lot of great talent, a lot of great competition, and that makes everyone step up their game and work so hard, which is why I dig this city. There is a magazine out here that is very hip. It's called the Creative Loafing Tampa, the CL Tampa, and it is huge out here. And every year they have a contest where it's called the Best of the Bay, and you can vote on your favorite morning show, like the Mike Kelta show, your favorite afternoon show, Drew Garabo, Best Citizen, which would be Jacob Two Times, who's from 102.5 The Bone. He calls into all the shows. He's a really good guy. And on there's a description that says local podcast. And when I sent out tweets, and I made Periscope videos saying, everybody put in Hoppe Hour, that would be an honor. I never thought in my wildest dreams that there would even be a chance that Hoppe Hour would be nominated for Best Podcast in the Tampa Bay market. I never thought ever that 3 months in this great city, in this great area, that I would even have a chance in hell to have Hoppe Hour listed, but it is. I'm so happy that the listeners of 102.5 The Bone, that whenever I am honored and given the chance to sit in on one of the great shows here, that the fans have picked up on me enough that they dig what I try to do, and they put in Hoppe Hour as a show on the ballot. If I were to win this, I would be so honored. To be listed on there is great enough with such great shows as SBK Live and the Scrum Sports Updates with my guy Ryan Adams and the Nervous Jared Show. But if I were to win this, it would be an honor, because every time I pot up that microphone, every time I book an interview or rant about something, I do it to entertain people. I do it for the creative juices that go through my mind, and I always do it so that if somebody's having a bad day, I want them to turn on Hoppe Hour, and I want that to make their day and forget about their problems, or maybe expand their mind with my rants. Every time you turn on a Hoppe Hour, I'm intrigued, and I want you to listen from the beginning to the end. It's why I always strive to bring on good content that will keep the listeners in check. So to vote for Hoppe Hour, to make it the Best of the Bay from CL Tampa, it's not too hard. I made a little URL for it so it's easy to find. And there you can also vote for all the great talent from 102.5 The Bone. It's tinyurl.com/Hoppe Hour Tampa. That is tinyurl.com/Hoppe Hour Tampa. And let's help Hoppe Hour become the best of the Bay. But I am honored enough to be listed on there. We have so much to rant about today, so let's get it going. When I saw this headline just now, I thought it was something from The Onion. When I saw this headline, I thought there was no way in hell that this was real. There's no way that the jury would come up with this plan for James Holmes. There's no way when you go into a movie theater pretending to be a fake character like the Joker that you shoot up the movie at a premiere at night when everybody's excited to see the movie and you take away innocent lives. There's no way in hell that when everybody's taking a dirt nap now because of you, that you are given life in prison. There's no way in hell that the jury wouldn't give them an eye for eye, is there? Oh, wait, but it happened. James Holmes has been given life in prison, not the death penalty. Utterly ridiculous. And here's why. If we keep giving these guys life in prison and we don't give them the death penalty, it's going to keep happening. I know crazy will always be crazy and they will always do these evil things. But at the same time, if we set a precedent, if we set down some order and we take away these shooters' lives right when they are found guilty, then maybe we can prevent this violence. Think about it this way. If we were to hang him right now in front of a huge crowd or shoot him, I'm just saying, do you think the next shooter who's partially crazy would be like, well, do you see what happened to James Holmes when he went into a movie theater and he shot up and took away innocent lives? I don't want to be dead. I don't believe in an afterlife. So why would I go into a movie theater and do it because I'm going to be found guilty, obviously, and then my life will be taken away? But let's be honest. I know people are going to say, I'd rather be dead than be in prison. For me, I don't know what to believe. I hope to God that there's an afterlife. I hope that there's something and we're not just dead. At the same time, it's like, I never would want to take that risk, and I would obviously rather be in jail for life. And don't give me that crap. Don't give me that garbage that everyone's like, oh, he's going to get the treatment from Bubba in jail with the huge belly. He'll get that treatment in jail. No, he won't. Because here's the thing that everyone seems to overlook. Here's the thing that everyone seems to kind of forget about. These high-profile criminals often don't get along with general population because the criminals like to mess around with the James Holmes of the world. So what happens is when they're sharing a cell with somebody, there's conflict and sometimes there's fights. So then these guys like James Holmes and Jerry Sandusky, what ends up happening is they're given a cell by themselves. They're in isolation. Now I get it's not fun to be in jail by yourself or to be in jail in general. But if you're going to at least give them life in prison, if you're going to at least make something happen and you're not going to let them be shot and be given the death penalty, at least make him suffer. Think about it this way. Somebody's mom, somebody's friend, somebody's dad, brother, or sister is now taking a dirt nap. It's now gone because this scumbag, this imbecile, went into a movie theater and took away lives. And I know you're going to have the crap, like I'm going to read in this article, oh, but he's mentally ill, blah, blah. I don't care. There are a lot of mentally ill people out there, but not that many go into a movie theater and shoot people or touch a kid. I feel like we seem to overlook what they do because we don't want to think about what they do. He went into a movie theater, grabbed the gun, made it smoky, and killed people. They're now non-existent. They're in the ground because of this scumbag. So why can't we do an eye for an eye? Think about it. It's ridiculous. We just seem to want to forget about it. We put it over the head. Whatever. Stop it. And I'm not saying that being in jail is like going to a nice resort and getting a nice back massage from the hot chick. I'm not saying it's like going to the Hilton Hotel and getting room service. I'm just saying he's alive and he shouldn't be, scumbag. All right, here's what it says, and this is from citynews.ca. It says, life in prison for Colorado theater shooting. This is from the Associated Press. It says here, Colorado theater shooter James Holmes will be sentenced to life in prison without parole after a jury failed to agree Friday on whether he should be given the death penalty for his murderous attack on a packed movie theater. Let me read that again. For his murderous attack on a packed movie theater. How is that not death penalty material? Did he need to shoot up 2 more movie theaters that night? Did he need to go into the premiere of another movie to do it? How does that not justify a death penalty sentence? I mean, what the hell? It says here the 9 women and 3 men said they could not reach a unanimous verdict. To me, that's unanimous. He went into a movie theater. He took away lives. Bingo, he's gone. Guess not. I guess you need to kill more people or go into more movies to be sentenced to death. Ridiculous. It wasn't like there's not enough proof, like let's say, Casey Anthony or I guess O.J. Simpson or one of those cases where it's up in the air. There's not one person on this earth that doesn't think James Holmes is innocent. Even his mom knows that he's a scumbag. Get the hell out of here. It says here, prosecutors argued that Holmes deserved to die because he methodically planned the 2012 assault at a midnight showing of a Batman movie. Even blasting techno music through earphones so he couldn't hear his victim scream. If that isn't sick in the head, then I don't know what is. He's just doing this nonchalantly. He's like, whatever. I wonder what the latest Skrillex mix is like, because I'll kill people. Jesus Christ. I mean, when I listen to techno music, I'm either lifting, driving down the highway, or just chilling at the house. I could never imagine taking away innocent lives while just playing some nice old Skrillex. Makes sense. The same jury has rejected his insanity defense, finding Holmes capable of understanding right from wrong when he murdered 12 people and tried to kill 70 others, so he shot 82 people overall. But that's not crazy enough. So if he's not insane enough to be doing that, then he should be put to death. I mean, oh my God, this is ridiculous. But the defense countered that his schizophrenia led to a psychotic break and that powerful delusions drove him to carry out one of the nation's deadliest mass shootings. I don't care if he's schizophrenic. I don't care if he has bipolar, or I don't care if he just has nothing. Not every schizophrenic person, not every bipolar person, not every person that has some disorder goes into a movie theater and shoots off the place. I would say 0.0001% is too small. Nobody with schizophrenia goes into a movie theater and shoots off the place. That's not an excuse. Most people get help. And even if they don't get help, they usually just think that their cat's talking to them. Most of them are innocent and they have good hearts. This is just a bad apple, a scumbag leech who should be put to death. It's ridiculous that they couldn't even come up with this decision. It was probably some holy moly Christian who's like, but Jesus would want him to have faith and for redemption, even though he shot 82 people. Ridiculous. Did he need to shoot 83? Did all 82 people that were shot need to die for him to be found guilty? I bet even if all 82 people died, that wouldn't be enough. They'd be like, he needs redemption. He just needs his whole life to think about it. Ridiculous. There was never any question during the grueling 4-month trial as to whether Holmes was the killer. So then why isn't he being put to death? Who cares about the schizophrenia? My goodness. Holmes meekly surrendered outside the theater where police found him clad head to toe in combat gear. I'm not saying it'd be any better. I'm not saying it's any different if he just went in there with a handgun. But he's so crazy that he went in there with a combat suit on like he's some video game character. He dyed his hair orange, and it was all an act. This thing that he wanted to accomplish, he got done. We gave him the media attention. He became the Joker. Everything he wanted, he got. I remember all of the publications, all the paparazzi magazines, all were like, the Joker. That's what he wanted. We should have referred to him as James Holmes, but no, we referred to him as the Joker shooter. Ridiculous. Everything that happened, we gave him. I'm sure he would rather be alive than be dead. So every single thing that was possible to give him without giving him a free sentence, he got. He got the media attention. We all focused in on his court hearing. I remember TMZ. They had a segment, and they had some psychologist on, and she was trying to read him from his blinking in court. The guy's bat crap crazy. What do you need to know? Not one normal person goes into a movie theater and takes away lives. It's ridiculous. I just don't know what more you need to do for the death penalty. But frankly, would it even matter if he was given a death penalty? Because we all know that it would take till age 78 for him to be put to death. What, he's 29 now? Another good 59 years or 49 years, whatever it is. Ridiculous. The criminal system needs to get it together. I'm not saying once you're found guilty, you should just be hung immediately, but we need to have stricter sentences because mass shootings are at an all-time high. Every week, it seems like there's a shooting at a movie theater. These scumbag leeches wanting their 20 seconds of fame by taking away innocent lives. No repercussions. They just end up killing themselves. But maybe if we put these guys to death pretty soon after, we can prevent something. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know diddly squat about gun control or politics. I'm not going to pretend I have the answer for you folks. I'm not going to pretend I know how to prevent gun violence and movie theater shootings and all the violence that is going on. But maybe if we give them stricter sentences, it can do something. It couldn't hurt. I don't know what the difference is between not putting him to death or keeping him alive. I don't know what the difference is between putting him to death or keeping him alive is. Like, it's just a waste of taxpayers' money having that scumbag breathe in a jail cell, giving him food. If you're going to make him suffer, feed him every 4 days or something. Don't give him water. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I usually try to rant without getting mad, but this gets me so mad. The amount of treatment we give these scumbags. My God. All right. It felt good to rant for once because recently, ever since I've started using the new studios at the Cox Media Building, I've been doing interviews. I had one with Seth Kushner from Drew Garabo Live. I think that went pretty good. Overall, get what I did there. I had Nervous Jared on, a cat named Mo, Miguel Fuller, Johnny B, T.M. Powell, and I have more interviews coming up very soon. But it felt good to get back into the groove of things and to rant. It felt good to speak my mind because I get sick of doing periscopes at home where I just end up babbling to the haters and I end up showing my cat because it goes on too long. I feel like my rants and my opinion are more structured and more focused when I'm just here by myself ranting into a microphone and I don't have to read the comments on Periscope or whatever. So I appreciate you listening. Now it's time for the quick plugs. If you have an iOS device, an iPhone, an iTouch, an iPad, whatever, download Hoppe Radio, the mobile app, and you can listen to it anywhere in the world. I don't care if you're in Auckland, New Zealand, Tampa Bay, or Gary, Indiana. You can listen to Hoppe Radio anywhere in the world. Email me if you're in 2004 and you just want to send an email. Ryan@hopperadio.com. Tweeting me at RyanHoppeRadio. And my websites are under construction. This has been Hoppe Hour. Be sure to vote Best Podcast in the Tampa Bay area by the CL Tampa magazine. tinyurl.com/Hoppe Hour Tampa. I am honored to be listed on here. This has been Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, signing out for now. Peace out.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour. This is an official broadcast of Hoppe Radio. For more info, check out hopperadio.com and hoppesworld.com.
I thought we was going to take turns on this. How come I'm still in the hole and you still, Is that the Jeffersons?
We traded turns, remember?
No.
You traded one of your turns for 3 of my turns, and a turn to be named later.
Well, I tell you this. I'm gonna be pissed if I get over there and he ain't changed the pH in our pool.
No, I'm with you on that one.
Hey, Carl, if you wouldn't mind, could you please turn your security grid the off so I can get some sleep?
Hang on, let me think. No.
Dude, you want to move your thing? You almost killed us. Yeah, are you begging me instead to, mess up your pizza face in front of your girlfriend over there? Because I'll do it, man.
Dude, it's not worth it.
Look at my shit, man. My dad's going to be pissed. Dude, do you know who his dad is? He's totally rich. He will totally hook you up, dude. We're drunk.
Are these friends of yours, Fry Man?
Hey, where's the club? I need to piss.
They came from space, you know. Typically, that means, you're somehow connected.
Carl, I've never seen them before in my life.
So then you don't mind if I talk to her?
Her? Yeah, knock yourself out. She's a regular hoe bag.